Oh, probably clean those. It's what sleeves and oh, I can't do that. Hmm. That's what pant cuffs are for, right? Corduroys are good to clean lenses, better than just polyester or oh my goodness. Oh, hello. Rob Rob Reiner is still dead. And between the time I spoke to you before and now, turns out his kid did it. Killed his parents. So last week there was no emotional content. You're muted, by the way. And this week we have Happy Hanukkah in Australia, a day ahead of us with mass shootings. Australia doesn't have guns. This doesn't happen there. Or does it? And now everybody at the high alert. You're still muted. There you are. Good
Yeah,
evening, sir.
you have to watch about being the spirit of the season because it may be spirits of the season, and they may be on a different program than all this happy thing going on.
What happy thing going on? The only
No,
happy thing.
no pressure, but everybody's supposed to be happy, and loving at this time of year, which calls into question about the rest of the year. So,
Right. This is why I
yeah,
always say Mother's Day. It's Mother's Day every day or it's not.
right, I agree.
Pick one.
Every day is a birthday. So there you go. Yeah, people don't realize the degree that they're programmed, right? So, time program and calendar programming are primary, right?
Like drunk people wandering around not knowing they're drunk.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's
And
disturbing.
if you point it out to them, they're just going to be mad. So,
Correct. They get defensive. They defend the problem.
yeah,
And then you're the bad guy because you
yeah.
see straight.
Yeah, I mean, you can ask people what day it is. Today's like the 15th or something. And you ask them how many days since it's been a full moon. Well, you're not going to get an answer unless it's 300 or 400 years ago. So they could tell you that. So
Mary Lou Henner could tell you what day of the week the full moon was on, like pick a year to say, in the February of 1923, what was the full moon? What on what date?
yeah,
She would tell you like that. She's got
yeah.
one of those strange,
No, it's just you have access to the information.
right.
My granddaughter came to see me one time when she was about 2 years old. And the next time I physically saw her was about, let's see, 5 years old, let's say. And I said, "How long has it been since I've seen you?" And she blinked and went, 741 days.
Wow.
And I went and pulled a calendar and she was correct. Now, how did she know that? And then the question becomes, how did you not know that? Right? That's the real
Because she is less programmed than you are. Na 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 na
She's
na.
still connected to the field. The field will give you any answer, right?
Right,
We
but
played
to
with
the
it as
degree
a
that you're
child.
programmed, don't you think that the amount of programming to which you've been or to which you've succumbed has a direct correlation to the amount you're no longer plugged in the field? Or
Well,
are they
um,
not correlated? Can you be both?
and when we were kids, we played a game like she loves me not. You know, you pick the petals of the flower, right?
Yeah.
And what we were asking is for the field to reveal an answer, right? You had abandoned your own, what we call it, ideal
Mm-hmm.
that you instead would accept what the answer of the universe was supplying, right?
Yeah.
Or you would pick another flower.
Or you get a magic 8 ball if it's 1970
Yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah. The Magic 8 Ball should have been a worldwide religion, you know.
Well, I think Zilla would not have liked that. I'm just saying it might have been a little competitive.
Yeah. I heard somebody earlier today said if you're not a member of a religion, then you're a member of a disorganized religion. And my answer was, who decides, right?
Who decides what, if it's organized or not?
Yeah. And then to what degree and to what extent and why is that important, right? And then we go, so what then what now what? And now they don't want to talk to you, right?
Well, it's funny because I mean, I guess this is completely out of context, but because this dog, I've been watching a lot of Caesar Milan episodes and I've been applying some things and other things not so much, but he was at Kathy Griffin's house. Like, and I don't know if you're familiar with her comedy. She's always playing this disconnected, all over the place, loud, like, bleh, like, but in real life, she's more organized than you would think, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Personas, they're everywhere.
well, sure, sure. And it's whatever the party calls for. The first conversation I had with you, dare I say, I'll say it. I felt like you got a little snippy when you asked me if I wore a mask, and I said yes, and you were like, aha. I was like, no, it's because I don't want to deal with everybody casting aspersions at me.
No, no, no.
And
That
then
was a
wait, and then you said, oh, so you adapted, you didn't adopt it. There's a difference.
right.
I said,
Yeah,
okay. Right.
yeah.
And so, at first you thought I had adopted the idea, and I was like, no, 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 no. Eh, eh.
Yeah, the opportunity for battle should never be missed. That's my idea, right? And people go out of their way to avoid battle. And you think about all the effort that went in to produce a contentious person and what God had to do to put them in front of you, and you're going to back off. It's like it just doesn't make sense,
I
right?
feel like I'm usually the contentious person. Like I got into it the other day when I said something about the dog has anxiety and I don't like leaving her in a crate because when she gets crazy, she'll lacerate her, like she'll hurt herself. Like it's not, you can't do that. And somebody said, oh, well, poo, 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 poo. I was like, no, why do you minimize? Because you don't want to feel because the reality makes you have a feeling of discomfort, and so instead of having the discomfort and feeling empathy or compassion, you'd rather minimize it and move on to the next thing and just intellectually just move like
Yeah. Yeah,
people
we have to protect our fragile consciousness from involvement with things that are unpleasant.
you know what,
Everybody knows that.
I'd rather go through things that are unpleasant, not, you know what, there's a difference between attracting things that are unpleasant, one thing after another, but I would rather, if there's something unpleasant, I'd rather go through it and expand and learn like what I would prefer not to experience again, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
If it has to be, then use it as a lesson.
Avoidance therapy only works so long, you know.
Narcissists avoid things a lot.
Yeah. It's like down in Australia, they had a first first person shooter video game that came to real life and one guy decided he wanted to play in the game. And everybody else just stood there and watched it, right? So Anyway, it makes you wonder, right? One guy decided, hey, they put this contention, field contention in front of me, and I'm going to jump in and play, right? That's a good person, right? So everybody else wants to sit back and buy some popcorn, right?
Well, I guess. The whole Rob Reiner thing is crazy, and then apparently somebody told me that Donald Trump tweeted or he said something about Rob Reiner was murdered because he went against Donald Trump's politics and that's why he was murdered. And so now we have people like Marjorie Taylor Greene who was thumping Trump. Now she wants to thump Trump. Thump went to
So,
from
so,
thumping to
so
thumping with
so
Marjorie.
we've gone from Bible thumpers to Trump thumpers, huh?
Oh my gosh. And now
Yeah.
now she's saying, you don't get to turn somebody's brutal murder like when some kid decides to whack his parents. That's not because, oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah. It's just another Lizzie Borden moment.
I guess, you know,
There's
everybody wants their 15 minutes.
the thing that I observe is that on any given day in the United States, I think it's 35,000 people die. And we give meaning to one person over another when I'm sure each of those person had a life that was, um,
Meaningful at whatever level and to people that were loving them.
yeah. So then you have to ask, well, if it's not a person about the person that died, then it's about you and how you feel. And so here we go. You make things wrong and you make them about yourself. That's all you have to do as an exercise, is every time you think somebody or something's wrong, and then you go, I don't like it, I don't feel good, I'm offended, or whatever. All you've done is employ a narcissistic trick to make it about you and encourage empathy, sympathy, and whatever other P's are out there. So, you know, and then, of course, you try to get other people involved in your feelings, and then nobody does. And now you feel let down that nobody agrees with you. And as
Or
a
result
result
maybe
of that,
abandoned. Don't
yeah,
abandoned. It gets
yeah.
worse than let down. It's
And the end
deeper.
result is you end up with no followers.
Since it's all about the followers and the likes, right? Wow.
So
Well,
nobody likes me, nobody loves me. I think I'll go eat worms. Like all you had to do was
go
learn
eat
that when you were
worms?
in first grade. Yeah.
What?
Nobody likes me, nobody loves me. I think I'll go eat worms. So if you learn that in first grade, then you weren't bothered if somebody didn't like you, right? Or somebody didn't love you. But otherwise, here we go down the path, right?
And it always seems to be the same path and it's a beaten path. And I wish
Yeah.
people would stop it, come up with a new path.
Yeah.
Stop wearing the same road down. You're wearing your
Yeah.
shoes down, you're wearing the road down,
Yeah.
you're wearing our nerves down. You're probably wearing your own nerves down and you don't even know that you're doing the same thing over and over again.
I love that. You see, you're getting on my last nerve, child.
Yeah.
That
Well,
was danger signal, right?
whatever nerves are left, you're getting on them.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
Yeah. So the answer is in one of those isms. I don't remember which one, but you should bless everybody that's born because of we'll say, the pain they'll go through in life. And then you bless everybody that dies that day for the release they'll have from all worldly troubles. How's that? Yeah. There you go. There's your philosophy you can live by. And therefore
Philosophy.
avoid being a what's her name? Kirk's wife.
Oh,
Um, anyway,
Mrs.
you
Kirk.
yeah, avoid being a acolyte and devotee of her. How's that?
Okay.
Yeah, because we have a lot of those out there.
See,
And
we
like
can't
all
even
the
remember her name. This is
yeah, and well, it's not important to me, but apparently other people's life revolve around it, just like Taylor Swift. And everybody realizes June 16th is coming up, right? It couldn't be June 14th because that's a 14th. June 16th, she's set to get married.
that's my
And
father's birthday, June 16th. Oh
that's
God.
so that's an observance ritual. She thought about your dad and said, that's the day for me, right?
Well, that's because Martin Scorsese likes my dad's voice. So like
Yeah.
let's just take it non sequitur while we're at it. And yeah, and all the dead people that
He
are dead
should
are still dead.
he should call us. We could do a movie.
We could do lots of movies, now that we've got another director out of the way.
Cold, cold heart, right?
You know,
Ooh,
warm lips
yeah.
because they talk a lot. Blah 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 blah.
Is it wrong to have Morticia as a what do you call it?
Mistress?
Fantasy, a fantasy idea.
Oh, no, no,
Yeah,
better Morticia than Medusa,
yeah.
you
I
know.
mean, when she told what's his name, don't hurt,
Gomez.
don't hurt yourself. That's my job.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a good line, right? Think of all the relief you have from not hurting yourself and letting somebody else accept that burden and execute it to the best of their ability.
Well,
And of course, we came up with a term for it. We called it marriage.
dun 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 dun
Yeah, yeah.
dun dun
It's like
dun. Dun.
is that the death march? I mean, the wedding march.
It is. It's the death wedding
Yeah,
march.
it's a death march. It's a military cadence, right? So
Well, I guess that's what happens.
I think
Well,
they best exemplified that in Jaws, the opening of Jaws. Dun 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 dun. All they did was speed up a wedding march.
all right, and then everybody
My
gets eaten.
opinion. Huh?
And then everybody gets eaten.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Well, let's get our friends. Hey.
Yeah, it's very interesting to me that after, oh, look who's here.
It's our friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Black and Godzilla, right? The Russian bear.
Dun, 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 dun. Look, and then they're gonna have a baby. And then the baby, that's a baby. Oh no, that's baby Huey
There's
Louie.
Vlad the bear. There's
That's
Vlad. Yeah.
Huey, Louie, and Dewey. And then that's Disclosure Bear is gonna
Yeah.
tell you all about the three-eye Alice. And then we're
Oh
gonna
yeah.
have
Like Friday is
it turns colors.
some important day happens on Friday. And I'm sure the world will be impressed and remember it. And, you know, just think we have Avi Loeb to interact with the aliens when they show up
Dominion
after
of
they've been
Men.
on a spaceship. After they've been on a spaceship for 350,000 years cruising around the universe, and you got to wonder what that smells like.
No.
Uh,
That's,
and
that
I
smells
wonder
like
about
bad
this.
news. I got to
Yeah,
put these guys away. They're going to start trouble.
yeah.
Well, but because we're going to cure the world with this.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And those people, oh, love makes the world go, love's the answer. Like that all went away,
I wrote
right?
a whole song about that. Stop it.
Yeah.
swat you with my
And
love.
what I love is after every wedding and funeral, and you get to have a meal and cake, right? Or pie.
But
And
if
I'm
you have
wondering,
a
huh?
if you have a pillow like this and you do that, does that make it a love pat, love swat with my tassel?
His love pats are initiation of aggression, withheld aggression. How's that?
Only if your pupils get dilated. That's what Caesar Milan says. That's when you get like if your pupils are dilated, then you know it's trouble because you're fixating.
Yeah.
That's when you're fixating. Not good. Uh-huh.
So,
Okay.
so I wonder if Vlad is going to have a victory dinner, and how come we weren't invited? And is there going to
Because
be cake there? Right?
because we're going to the secret dinner in the secret place that's a
Yeah.
secret. Shh.
And just like Big T, DJ T is like, hell, he's remodeling the ballroom to handle 5,000 people. So you would think there must be some kind of celebration coming up. And maybe that'll involve South American dishes, we'll say, right?
Dishes, is that another word for underage South American girls?
Uh,
No.
we don't cast aspirations on other people's belief systems in this pod podcast. I mean, that would be terrible. We'd actually end up starting talking about Candace Owens or whatever her name is, and Erica, the great Erica Burke, Kirk. I
Oh, is
mean,
that her
there's,
name? Erica?
yeah, I think so. Which is a hint, right? Mm.
All right, so let's just talk about a couple things here. You know how they kept taking away magic from everybody, like and ripping up the pages that talk about magic except for the Bible, which is like, a whole spell book. So, right, like if there's a coven, if ever there were a coven, it's the people who like stand over the Bible, like doing that,
Oh yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
They
which
just
is why.
they got rid of the ritual fires and sacrifices. Now they only sacrifice what do they call them? What's those Christmas cakes? Fruit cakes.
Oh, is that what it is? Do they
Yeah,
set them on fire?
the fruit cake, and the fruit cakes prove that gravity and dense is a real thing.
Gravity and density are both.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I've seen them where you couldn't cut them with a knife. That's how dense they were, right? So,
How many
and
densities and are there in a fruit cake, do you think? Like dimensionals? How many are there interdimensional in the different layers of fruit cake?
I think you're looking at black hole compression levels, right, or neutron star compression levels for density, and we all go out there and take it as a what do you call it, sacrament, right, for the season. So, you
How
know.
many yada-joules of pressure do you need to put to cut a fruit cake exactly?
No,
See, I
I don't know.
remember.
I think you need one of those hydraulic presses to actually kind of figure it out, right?
Well, they've got one downstairs when they've got the jackhammer.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
put a
yeah.
jackhammer on it.
Yeah.
Like, is it like a
So,
McDonald's hamburger? Does it never go bad or stale?
no, I mean, somebody said they went to Chick-fil-A the other day, and I go, 91 ingredients in their chicken and 60 in their bread or something, and however how many. It's
That's
like,
insane. It's like, what part of it is actually chicken?
I don't know. I think all they're doing is going on what they call it, a cleanse. Inducing all those chemicals to kill everything in you. Maybe even you, but who knows, right? That would be conjecture.
Well, so back to this magic stuff and the spell
Yeah,
book that everybody loves to gather around every Sunday with their imaginary friends.
yeah,
Um, like if you were to change the word alien to demon as
yeah.
as right and then you start listening to the people who are being called radical fundamentalists in the government who don't want these things being conjured. I guess we could use that word now. And then we used to burn witches. All this stuff, it's the things you can't see you should be afraid of. You said that
Oh yeah.
several episodes back. So it's all the things
Well,
they can't see that they're trying to smash, like whether it's,
yeah. It's
but then
it's
they'll
just
use it like on the down low.
yeah. It's just the evolution of language. If evolution is a bad word for certain people that read a certain book, that's bad. But so sorry. Not. So the idea is that first they were demons, and now then they were aliens, and now they're NHI, non-human intelligences. So you get the language involving, and they just become vaguer and vaguer and vaguer because they really can't describe what an alien is, let alone what a demon is. So they just made it a nothing, just like they did with the UAP thing. A UAP is just a thing.
Well, maybe we should make it a Christmas cake because we might as well at this point. The dimensions and the layers of a Christmas cake where all the alien demons are hiding,
I,
you
I
know.
think I could do a Christmas UAP musical.
You
How's
think
that?
where we could make the analogy like with the Christmas I'm tired. But then
Yeah.
we can have it your way. All the aliens can be different colors, like the little red ones and the little orange
Yeah.
ones
Oh
and the
yeah.
yellow ones and green ones and even the black ones. Like you said, there are no black. Well, there can be black
There's
aliens here.
no, the last black demon we had was in Hinduism somewhere.
There's a black demon right
There's
there.
a black demon. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. No black demons. No red demons. Got rid of those too.
You know what? If I were to like hold my breath or like push really, really hard, my face would turn red and then I could do this.
Oh,
And you could call
guess,
me
guess what?
I'd be a red one.
The other night, one of the ghosties came to visit me, right?
Oh yeah?
Yeah. It's like you're laying there and they always knock like this, right? And that always lets you know that they're there. And and then the whole room dropped about 50 degrees in temperature and all the hair stood up on my body.
Yeah.
And he said, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. You're going to have to leave. I need my sleep.
I need my beauty rest. Don't you know I'm shooting
So they
tomorrow?
kept trying to engage, but there was no fear coming off of me, no energy for them, so they left. Right.
Well,
So
yeah,
people that don't think they're real, give me your address and I'll send somebody your way. How's that? Not that I'm capable of doing that, you understand? Right?
or anything.
Or that I would ever do anything like that. Particularly people that make me mad. I mean, I don't even get mad. I don't get angry. So forget all that. How's that?
Well, there's no point when, again, when you remember in those moments that it's not your energy that you use, it's your energy that you boost,
Yeah.
and you use the universe's energy to everything.
Yeah.
Why bother using yours when you
Oh,
can move the outside?
yeah. And then I had a lady call me from Seattle, and
What
she
she
was
want?
dealing with the curses and spells being generated across the street by people that do that kind of stuff. Quit that, right? And so we just gave her a mirror to send all that energy back because who wants to deal with it, right? Everybody tries to deal with it. Don't deal with it. Just send it all back. It's called block. Let's see, what do we call it? Ghost, delete, and block. That's my new mantra,
You
right?
know, that's another
Yeah,
good t-shirt for you.
yeah. Block, delete, or ghost, block, and delete. And that way, you don't ever have to spend any more energy on it. Not one erg of energy goes towards whatever the hell that is or bothering you.
It's the I'm rubber, you're glue, whatever you say to me bounces off me and sticks to
Oh,
you.
yeah. Yeah. Mirror magic is a great thing. Uh, put a mirror up between you and the world, or turn around and put you and the mirror in a battle to see who's going to win.
Some people say to get rid of all your mirrors because you don't know what's behind them and it's a bad
That's
idea.
that's true, right?
I have
Remember?
my mom has mirror walls that are mirrors here. Is that why all the orbs are flying around, you think? Because they're
Yeah,
mirror walls?
could be.
If I
Yeah.
got rid of the mirrors, would they stop, you think?
Let's see. Probably. Yeah, it's mirror magic's a whole subject they got rid of a long time ago. They called it scrying.
Yeah,
S-C-R.
yeah. I've
forget
heard of that.
and then the Delphi, the
The
prophetesses,
oracles at Delphi
yeah,
back.
they got into it. And then somebody else, oh, the CIA got into it. They had some magic little bowl of water that they would look into and see all the past, kind of like a movie.
Well, wait,
So,
isn't that one of the Project Looking Glass where they were looking in the
yeah, yeah,
chronovisor? The
yeah, yeah,
chronovisor?
yeah, yeah. So,
Why does
and
it
of
have the
course,
word
that's
crone in it?
all.
I don't like that. It's like,
Yeah, of course, that's all fantasy, right? And doesn't really exist, so you don't have to worry about that either, right?
well, wait,
Yeah.
stop. Does it exist? The chronovisor and the looking glass stuff, that actually is real, but the aliens aren't. Like, this is it. The things that they're making us think are real and Oogie Boogie don't exist. And the magic that they keep saying that the Oogie Boogies represent is real, but they're offset obfuscating it and making it the bad guys are doing the magic when they're the ones that are actually doing the magic in the first place. So they're
Right.
they're
That's
throwing
all.
their magic.
CERN is ceremonial magic done with angular motion. That's it, right? Ceremonial magic, angular motion. Combine the two and stir the pot is what the witches did in Macbeth, right?
Well, so you kill the witches and then go do the witchery on your own, call it something else, and then make everybody look a different way. This is
Yeah.
lame.
Yeah. You can, you can call it Reiki or something.
It's
Uh,
lame.
yeah.
Like if you
I
reduce
think
it
it,
to that, it's lame. And like it
yeah.
how it's like it's a new game show. How lame can you get?
Well, if you look at history prior to about 1920, the prevalent um, state of knowledge was that magic exists and is something to be played with, we'll call it. And then the fundamentalists got a hold of it and resurrected like the witch trials and started putting curses and spells on everybody that did curses and spells, and that's where the battle began, right? And out of it, we got science, right? No curses or spells there. Oh my goodness.
You know,
Mathematical equations or incantations done by scientists. They just leave out the candles and Athena, the knives or whatever, right?
right, it's
If it
still
doesn't have
formulas.
knives, if it
It's
doesn't
still
have
all
knives or blood, it's not working
no, it's
well.
mathematical, formulaic, you
Formulas.
it's all
They call them
formulas. It's like, what's the difference between a formula and a potion?
none. We just
So
need we just
it's just
need
words,
we
different
just need
words.
we just need potion number 9.
Oh, right. And the whole world will be
Love
healed.
potion number 9. There we go.
It'll be great. We're back
Yeah.
to that. Well, okay. Are you ready for Matt Brodeur's questions?
Oh my
There are a bunch of them. Do you want to do
God.
all of them tonight?
I don't know. I might become too agitated, so hit me with them.
Hit me with your best shot, Matt. All right. When doing the log rolls for 11 minutes a day, how many days in a row do I want to keep doing that? Also, is there a point at which doing this practice, uh, you can maintain it by doing it once or 3 times a week? He's just curious.
Okay. Number one, log rolls are done by inhaling and then exhaling as you move. So if you're laying on your back, you inhale and push with your feet and elbows and whatever and roll over, and now you're face down. That's the exhale. To move again, you inhale, and then as you exhale, you move over, flop over, and you're on your front again. Eyes are open. And you can actually pick up speed at it. There's no reason to, except that it's entertaining. And the other thing is, these exercises are progressive. So this is the rolling is just the first part of a five-part exercise. And if you got 30 people together, I'll teach you the rest of them. Now, to answer the question, about 40 days is necessary for you to actually experience, right? Oh, I'm an experiencer. I love that on all these people, an abductee, an experiencer, and I don't know what the hell that means. I mean, the Virgin Mary was probably an experiencer, and I don't know about these people that put that in their little resume. But anyway, at the end of 40 days, your body has now recognized what rolling is. And at 180 days, you're able to say, I know what rolling is. Okay. And at 1,000 days, you will have mastered rolling. How's that? So, so just remember, it's a five-part exercise. So here
Five-part
we go.
exercise and 3 years to master it. So,
Yeah. So, so rolling is something that eventually you literally only have to think about it, and your body will have a response equal to what you have done, as long as you do it long enough to imprint it on the body. So there are the memory fields. So what was the second part of that?
is there a point when doing this practice you can maintain it by doing it once or 3 times a week? Or do you have to continue
Yeah,
doing it every day?
you can just sit down at night and just think about it and basically have the same effect, but that's a uh, high order memory, uh, a high order 0 1 reality interaction. How's that? So there.
All right. Well, so he continues. The second question, more log rolling. Log rolls create spin in our field through diagonal angular momentum while also grounding us. Do certain Qigong and other martial arts techniques also do this with twisting while chopping, like chopping wood or chopping down an opponent? He asks this because he started practicing a few different techniques that have a diagonal strike or movement with a twist.
We would say that boy thinks too much.
All right, next.
Right. So, so to answer the question, Bakwa as a martial art is about circular movement, and Sufi dancing is about circular movement, and Kundalini rising is a circular movement. It's all circular, circular. It's all angular momentum, and the idea is that energy starts, let's say, accumulating by that effort. And the energy comes out of we'll call it 0 point or the field. So your ability to interact in it depends on how well you're able to do the exercises, we'll call it. So now it's not the exercise doing it, it's you. That's the problem people, when they think about different exercise. It's all about how you perform it, how you interact with it, and not only physically, but with all the other stuff, your consciousness and stuff. As far as crossover and chopping, those motions are a way to create more interaction. More interaction density increases with other movements, crossover and otherwise. So then it can literally become a dance. So. So the ability to do all those, we start with simple movements to master those first. You know, Native Americans dance in a circle, right? It's like this thing is all over the place. And of course, instead of accepting angular motion, the scientists come up with dark matter and dark energy, right? Why? Because they don't want to deal with angular motion as a source of matter or energy, rather. So there. Next.
Next, can you talk a little about fascia and spiraling energy? He's been practicing silk reeling, dragon stepping or dragon walking, and a few others. The instructors speak of harnessing spiral and circular movements not only for energy, but for relaxing and working the fascia. Have any interesting techniques?
All
Do you
these
have
people
any?
talk about working the fascia. Here's how you work it. You start a discipline called Iron Shirt Kung Fu. I did that for 3 years. Okay. And part of the training is what they call iron palm, iron shirt, iron this, that, and the other. Maybe iron pants, as far as I know. But iron shirt kung fu will teach you fascia and and how to develop it and its uses and how you interact with it. And it works. I can guarantee you it works on the ability of the body to respond to strikes, blows, pressure, whatever you want to call it. So it's just
All right.
most people don't want to go through that kind of training because you get to get beat up a lot. You get to get hit with things, right?
Sounds like my Taekwondo sparring
Yeah,
days.
yeah,
Twice a week.
yeah. You take a iron palm strike to a person that practices iron shirt, and the iron shirt person will not be affected by it, and everybody else would basically die. So, right. So, but I think it's all martial arts training without iron shirt training is incomplete.
Mm.
Okay, because iron shirt is the introduction and the process of developing fascia, period. Right.
Well, what's interesting is the next part of the question was, or I guess I said, if you have any interesting techniques, he's asking to strongly feel this spiral energy working its way through the body.
Well, there's a whole martial art where you fight the fascia. That's the last martial art I studied. And and when you fight somebody, you think most people think about hitting their muscles or body or whatever. They don't think about the underlying fascia because the underlying fascia is extremely sensitive to point interactions. And that's why Bakwa is given with Xingyi, which is pressure points, we'll say, for simplification. And that's also why angular motion comes in and all of Kung Fu, right?
Right. Okay. That makes
So,
sense.
yeah.
And then it's funny because that goes to his next question. Do cross-body energetic exercises work, such as those taught by energy worker, somebody named Donna Eden? I don't know who she is.
Yeah. I had lunch with Donna Eden one day and we talked about all this. And basically, what it is it's not about whatever, like me, I have creative energetic health. Well, that's a little program where you learn to energetically interact with another person or another person's health. Donna Eden has her program and she does the same thing. But I tell people it's the practitioner, right? It's the practitioner that delivers the outcome, not the technique. Everybody gets all wound up on techniques, and that's why we get 1,000 different religions and 1,000 different martial arts schools, which is basically the same thing. So there. Donna Eden's good. She's good with what she does. I've been to her seminars. Like I said, I got to have lunch with her a couple of times. She's a good lady, right?
All
So
right. Good to know.
yeah,
Go find Donna Eden,
yeah,
not one
yeah.
of the charlatans.
People. Some people want to learn from somebody that's nice and polite. That's Donna Eden. Somebody want to learn from mean and whatever words I can apply to that, like me. Most people don't want to learn that way, right? It's a faster way of learning.
Yeah,
Uh,
well, you remember pain.
oh yeah, yeah. It's my job.
Oh,
It's my
well.
goal. How's that?
All right, next
So
question. When we speak of chakras, dantians, and energy centers, are these basically lymphatic circulatory system and nerve bundles in those spots?
no,
All
there
right.
are references to how energy circulates, flows, and accumulates in a different spatial anatomy. And that's what I call it. So, spatial anatomy doesn't mean just your physical body, it means your etheric body, plasma body, whatever hell other kind of bodies, soul body, spirit body. I don't know what all they come up with. But basically those exist without you and they're all in zero reality. So the physical reality of it is just more or less a reference point because they don't know how to describe the non-physical existence of them in space and time. So there. They're entertaining and they're like mile markers. We can utilize them.
Mhm. All righty.
Next.
If exploring ourselves is exploring reality, is exploring others essentially exploring another reality or exploring another portion of ourselves? Yes,
No.
let your minds wander on what I mean by exploring others. Ha ha ha, he says. Just kidding. Maybe.
Well, there's only one reality, and that's you, right? There's no other realities, right? What we say is reality doesn't exist without you, so therefore you are reality, right? So,
Well, without me observing, there's nothing to observe. So I
yeah,
guess.
without you, nothing exists. So, what you got to do is die and you realize nothing exists, even you, right? Ask me, been
Wee!
there.
Then you can be an orb and you can come to my house through the mirror. It'll be great.
Yeah, I should have 7 t-shirts for that. Anyway, what's the next one?
Maybe this is a good follow-up to the previous question. Uh-oh. He's always had an interest in tantric healing. He knows it, I know it's about what? Uh-oh.
Go ahead, finish out the sentence, finish out the thing.
He knows it's about mindfulness, heart connection, and becoming one consciousness, etc. And the sensual stuff is only part of it. He thinks people should try it before they knock it. But do you have any experience with Tantra? And is there any exercise or technique you'd be willing to share that can expand one's field or consciousness? And is this art a form of healing or being with presence?
First of all, there's white tantric, red tantric, and black tantric. White tantric is done with your clothes on, tantric is done with your clothes off, and black tantric is done with blood. So there you have all the ritual magics that are out there.
But
That's their
wait,
origin.
wait, aren't white, black, and red all the colors of alchemy?
Yeah. So the other thing is, do I have experience? Yes, I've been to, I don't know, a dozen white tantric
Good grief.
gatherings, sometimes a week, sometimes 3 days, sometimes one day. And basically, they involve Kriya exercises. They almost always involve yourself with a polarity, just like Black Tantric is a polarity with, we'll call it evil. Red Tantric is sexual tantric, and supposedly there's another person on the other side. And White Tantric's done with another person with the idea of balancing your energies. Okay. Now, the other thing that happens is there's some degree of merging that goes on in all of those. And most people aren't ready for the first one, let alone the second one or the third one. So the idea that you would just say have sexual relations with a person is, we would say that there doesn't involve to any great degree of merging of consciousness. But with certain kriyas and mantras and exercises and breaths and this, that, and all the things involved in it, you could achieve some degree of merging or imprinting on your own consciousness in the same way that a baby imprints on the mother.
Mm.
So you end up being connected to that person. So, like me, I'm connected to probably 50 people out there to a degree that equals having been married for 30 years or something, even if there were no conjugal visits or anything involved in it. As far as, and I have taught tantric and kriya exercises, but usually after somebody's been doing yoga for quite a while, particularly Kundalini yoga. As far as red tantric, most people, it's like if you want to do red tantric, you will basically destroy whatever concepts and interactions and intimacy that occur through sex. That's the outcome of red tantric. Not that I would know anything about that. And then black tantric, now that's a whole nother game. And you have to think about what you're merging with. Erica, I mean, what's his name? Charlie.
Charlie Kirk, Erica.
Yeah, yeah. What are you merging with, Charlie? And anyway, we'll pray for him.
Oh,
So all of these are not to be taken lightly. It's like somebody giving somebody a grimoire, a book on black magic, and go, okay, go in the room there and have at it, right? It's like if you don't have somebody that can guide you through it, like I said, I did all these. I'm comfortable with the idea of teaching white tantric. Um, I have information on red tantric, let's say. Black tantric, I have no interest in. I see it, I've seen it. Uh, Probably a lot of what goes on in governments around the world, we'll say, and religions around the world, and definitely all cults around the world.
well,
Not
at
our
the
cult.
highest level, probably.
Godzilla doesn't involve itself in any of this, right? But
No,
anyway,
Zilla's clean. He's a clean lizard.
yeah. So
Very clean lizard.
Godzilla is a loving God. Next. He just
Okay.
destroys everything he gets hold of. Kind of like a 2-year-old with a tantrum. Anyway, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I've done that before.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. All right. Truth resonates when we discover a truth about ourselves or someone else. Is it something we feel more in the throat area, the heart area, the gut area, or a combination of all three?
Well, if you're experiencing at a physiological level, you're just lower level on the totem pole because consciousness itself provides the answer or the experience. You actually go out of feeling. You go beyond the senses of feeling type senses.
When I
They're a
know stuff,
trap.
it's outside my body, it's in the
Yeah.
field.
Yeah, so you can notice and be aware of things without having to go through the feeling, what do you call it? Feelings. I have go through any kind of
Entanglement?
feeling apparatus or pathways in the brain or mind or anything. We go beyond that. That's actually a low state where you have to experience it through the body. Okay. In fact, there's trouble with that because your physical body may not be able to handle the experiences and the energy of it.
Well, and then at what point are there attachments lingering in the little pockets and grooves in that space that stick to you? There's
Oh, yeah. 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 We call that residuals or
barnacles.
you think about even in like, go back to tantric, there is a residual from that experience. There's a residual experience. There's a remnant experience, right?
Like an echo.
Yeah, there's an imprinting that goes on. And you know, the thing, all our partners were random in the white tantric. You didn't necessarily know that person, like the way they looked or anything, but you did the exercises anyway. And that just freaked people out because they thought, oh, I have to do tantra with somebody that's beautiful or kind or whatever. And it doesn't work that way. You're there to rebalance the, we'll say, positive, negative, or even better is what I call zero number one reality. That's what you're trying to rebalance. And you will go through a lot to get there. It's not without pain, I'll put it that way. It's kind of like you get to experience the whole pain of a 40-year relationship in 3 days or one day, right? Or in one exercise. And most people aren't ready for that. That's why you have to develop your nervous system first, right? Kriya Yoga, Kundalini Yoga.
Okay.
Fascia, right?
30
Bakwa.
people. Matt
Rendition.
says he can get 30 people in his community because there are the industry in which he works, and also, he does pet sitting on the side. So there's a community to whom he can go. So he's fairly certain he can come up with 30.
Here's the thing in words for dear old Matt is that all these things require integration. If you keep coming up like he's come up 3 or 4 times now with like 7 different things, it's like you work on one thing until you have it, and then you go to the next one, right? This idea of being all over the place and trying a little bit of everything, you don't get to really experience. It'd be kind of like you do serial dating. You don't know what a relationship is. And the purpose of all of them is develop a relationship with yourself first. Okay. At the end of that, you would see how the universe acts with you or you act with the universe. Yeah.
I've always said, like, when you listen to a love song, really, you're not writing about some girl, you're writing about yourself and you're
Right.
projecting on the girl. Like, you're
Right.
everybody's looking to fall in love with themselves and they keep using some other person to do it because they've been programmed with fairy tales. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
That's why
nuts.
the merging that goes on in white tantric, red tantric is way beyond the concepts of love. It's the merging of consciousness is what we say very profound,
Uh,
right?
I dropped the questions. Gravity still works. Hold on.
Yeah.
Ah, my old lady noises. Okay. The more he observes others, the more he learns about himself and the others that he's observing as well. Is this a good mindset to be able to learn something from anyone and everyone we meet? He feels it's expanded his personal growth exponentially, and it really allows him to listen, and he's been taking your advice. He's been taking your advice about listening since you guys chatted and noticed quickly there are a lot of ways to listen and a lot to listen to.
Or not.
Or not.
So,
It's a
yeah.
choice.
Yeah. So, to be in public, if you are observant, is pretty overwhelming, right?
Or it's the
And
open
I,
bracket, closed bracket, right?
yeah, I usually keep a book around like to do this, because it's to me, all the information flows immediately as soon as I look at somebody. Height, weight, how many times I've been married, I mean, all this information's there. And so that's called high observation. And then the only way you get to that is have low judgment. So they have to go hand in hand. So how do you get to low judgment? Well, you have balanced yourself to where that person's neither tall or short. It's just a contextual statement and not worth stating. So what you find out, the higher you go on all this, the less you necessarily want to be around people. And that's why I appreciate doing these videos, right? They give me a chance to interact in the world, right? So thank you.
My gosh, thank you.
Yeah.
Gives me a chance to blurt things out that occur to me, um, and bounce them off somebody I think is sane. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I, I don't know that, but the level of insanity I possess is less than mostly non-harmful, we'll put it as that.
Well, our brand of insane, if dare I include myself, I think is healthy. The other
Yeah,
kind, not so much.
yeah, yeah. Anybody listen to these is the negativity I express on certain subjects and people is a result of what's out there. It has nothing to do with me, right? Like I don't know at a certain level into these people. It doesn't mean I can't know them or can't tap into their information. But all the people dying in the world that people want to present on the news is like let's see. Avery Milstead was my science teacher in 8th grade. and he'd say, Mr. Weitenheimer, what difference will it make 100 years from now? And so that is what you want to have as one of your meditations. Okay. What difference does it make 100 years from now, Matt? And you have to be able to answer it.
All right,
Um,
Matt,
some people, it's made a big difference.
Mr. Matt.
That's the answer. What they did matter 100 years from now. So,
Penicillin matters 100 years ago and today still in the appropriate
who,
application.
who, what?
Penicillin.
I'm a what?
Penicillin.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
There's one thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Venereal diseases came out of the Americas back to Europe. No wonder Europe hates us, right? So,
Oh, you
thank,
said
thank,
venereal disease and I
thank
yawned.
Columbus. He came here, took the gold and the venereal diseases, syphilis, and whatever, and took them back to England, or took them back to Spain, I should say. So, and he left us with flu, right? So there you go.
We'll trade you influenza for syphilis.
Yeah,
Maybe it was
flu.
just a barter because
No,
everything.
they brought us flu and smallpox, and we gave them syphilis and VD or whatever they call that
All
stuff.
right.
So
Well, that's good. At least it's an even exchange, yeah?
yeah,
Everybody dies. It's like the Abraham Lincoln's way of negotiating in law. Everybody comes together, you mediate, and both parties leave upset
yeah, yeah,
or
yeah,
dead. Even
yeah.
better, if they leave dead, then nobody has to worry about anything but maybe cleaning up a couple bodies. I don't know. All right.
Yeah, like you don't know the degree that one little sentence like that'll warp you. 13 years old, and what difference will it make 100 years from now? That's a question you have to ask yourself every day for what you do. Right? Make a difference. That's what we say, right?
And act
Create,
normal. I'm still
yeah,
working on that one.
act normal and create a problem. That is a good day.
But wait, you have to have the solution for it before you create the problem. Like you have to have a solution that you want to apply, and
Oh
then you
yeah.
create the problem so that you can be the guy that fix it and make it all about you. Don't forget the pattern. Come on. Come on.
Yeah. Well,
Pattern.
we've created lots of problems for people. They listen to these and they rectify any kind of upsetness or disagreement they have with it by sending funds to Zelle or PayPal to Liane and Randy. So there,
Yeah. There you go. Because
yeah, they can get absolution, right? They can get a special dispensation for anything going on to them. Forward the money, right? Yeah.
we're having a problem, having a hair issue right now. Wardrobe, makeup. Where's the crew?
That looks like a wild hair. So,
Yeah, usually
okay,
it's not this high up on my body, but okay.
okay, bye.
No, no, there's still a question.
Oh,
There's no
oh my
bye.
God. What is it?
What is it now? When we surrender positionality and beliefs, etc., does it become a sort of momentum the more we do that and just observe and be? He thinks or he believes that Dr. Hawkins said something along those lines in a lecture he recently listened to. And he does notice for himself that it becomes easier and easier and that he can carry, with quotes around the word carry, that feeling of letting go and peace much longer.
I don't know what that boy's eating or drinking, but he is definitely producing a lot of gas for his motor mouth, right? So his motor mouth is running all over things that it's like those are null statements. In symbolic logic, he didn't really say anything and all that. Okay. So I would suggest he go back and rework those statements. Okay.
Okay, so
And a
number
little less
number
gas and a
11,
little less motor, right?
motor
Mouth.
mat.
Yeah.
Matt the motor. Okay. Okay. So now the last thing he says, and I don't think that this is a question, it's just a statement. He says sympathetic magic with CK magic is really interesting and it's helped him make sense of a lot in regards to healing. So thank you. And he says, thanks to me for reading all those questions. At least I had my glasses on this time and I could read them without like doing crazy stuff with my face.
Sympathetic magic is just one of the magics you would learn if you
Oh.
studied thaumaturgy. And at one point, I studied that quite a bit and thought about actually teaching some of it. But you know what they did with people that taught magic or anything like it? They burned them as witches. And I know that because I used to leave crosses on my mailbox and used to, yeah, have little spell cursing go on with a little group outside my offices and yoga studios and right. So just think, they tell you not to do that and they're out there doing it all the time and they're pretty energetic about it. So
Do their hands
anyway,
like this?
yeah. So thaumaturgy, oh, that's the womb of Mary, by the way, just so you know what that is.
This?
And so, yeah.
Is that what we
And
found out now? This is the womb of Mary with
well, you just wonder why Trump uses it all the time. But
oh,
anyway,
he wants to stick his devil
yeah,
horn in the womb of Mary like that. This little
yeah.
hair, wild
So
hair.
thaumaturgy is alchemy is a part of it, and now you're back with thousands of years of history on exploring that. And of course, it's not taught in any college or any university. And all you got to do is get 30 people together, and I'll be happy to teach it. Oh, and by the way, that's about a 5 to 10 year program. So there
Okay, so
you
if we start with 30, how many are you going to end with, you think?
go. Probably one. You know,
Mm-hmm.
people don't want to dedicate themselves in a way that maximizes the outcome, which means about 5 years, right? So at 10 years, we would call you a beginner at any of this, whether it's martial arts or anything else. And it's kind of like at 10 years, you get to graduate. We think of it as like our school years. If you've been a martial arts for 10 years, you're basically in junior high school. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If you've been there for 20 now, you might have completed college, right? And if you're going to be a grand master, then 40, 50, 60 years. I'm at 50 something years at it. So I'm still trying to get there. That's what I tell people. So
Well, the day the day the plasma, the ethereal, and the physical body stop talking to each other will probably be the day you stop, at least in this form.
yeah, but I'm actively working magic on the etheric and plasma and a few others.
All the time, probably.
Every day I work on that because I want to increase my strength, we'll call it, just like working out at the gym.
So when
So
you were teaching special forces and doing that kind of stuff for work, this is what you were teaching them, right? Magic and how to work energy and be aware
yeah,
and all that other stuff. Like,
yeah, it's it's not taught to any of our military people around the world, right? Because the only place you're going to find it is, let's say, with Native American warriors, right? The Vikings, the historically, there were a bunch of people around the world that learned to fight in a 0-1 reality as opposed to just a number one reality. So. And we called them magicians. We called them ghosts. We called them ninjas. We call them all kinds of things. And what we were referring to is they were able to do things in zero reality and bring those into number one reality in a way that most people can't. And they did that by practicing the exercises and stuff I was taught that I teach other people. So, and the military's response was they didn't want our soldiers knowing this stuff. It made them too dangerous.
yeah, it's
So,
funny that they didn't the Huh,
Yeah.
they're too dangerous knowing this. However, they'd like to figure out how to fuse man and machine and have AI run a human something like, because that's not dangerous.
No, no. Well, what I told them was that you're willing to send somebody out in the field that doesn't know killing arts and doesn't know magic. And the reason you're willing to send those people out there because you don't care they die, but you're not willing to train them so that they don't die. And that made them really mad because that was the truth, right?
Right, because now we're just people are just things that you use for whatever on a one reality
Yeah.
instead of allowing
Well,
them to function at a
it
zero. And right, this is just
well, it's the same thing about the way we train our children and educate our children and everything. We don't teach them or train them to deal with the world. We teach them to train them to deal with their emotions and their feelings and the way they look.
well,
And
that's to
yeah,
keep them stuck and so distracted that they then
yeah,
feel like magic is just something that's silly and crazy and whatever and poo poo poo. Okay.
yeah. I think the reason people feared magic was it wasn't the magic they were afraid of. It was the dedication and commitment of somebody to that degree, because that made them an uncontrollable force in the universe. Welcome to Star Wars.
Well,
Okay.
okay, because they can do stuff and work stuff that other people can't see, right? And back to like if you can't see it, that's what you should be afraid of, not something you can see.
And Dr. Bill Tiller, who was a friend of mine, decided to start exploring that, things you can't see. And
Did they whack them?
oh yeah, science community didn't like that at all. So there you
Bye-bye.
go. All
Okay.
right.
Have a great week.
Bye.
Bye. Don't be murdered.
And Erica, Erica is not a demon. I don't care how many people out there say it. I don't care how her black her eyes go and how the demon look comes over and all that. And does she need a, what do you call those things? Exorcism is all conjecture. So there we go. Good night.
Wow.